Hello everyone, and welcome to Doom Eternal. I wanted to give my review on the Ancient Gods Part 1 and Part 2 as a whole, I guess you could say. Uh, First thing I wanted to get into was, I know there's been, I guess you could say, controversy or a lot of talk about the devs nerfing a lot of the ancient, not a lot, but a good amount of the first level in the Ancient Gods Part 1. I'd just like to say it's pretty warranted. Uh, this is a hard game, and you can buy the DLCs separately, which do just amp up the difficulty from even the base campaign. So I would say it's warranted, especially for new people just jumping into the DLCs. But other than that, I think it's fine. But I will talk about difficulty in a second. Uh, I do think Part 1 is better than Part 2. Not just in terms of the story, because I don't like what... I mean, I don't mind what they did with the Dark Lord, but you know, at the end twist of Part 1 is that he's Doomslayer, but from like he was like he's Doomslayer, but from the Hell Dimension or something, like the first Slayer is what you think, pretty much type thing. I was like, okay, we'll see where they go with this. But then there's a twist. Well, I guess not a twist, but a reveal at the end of Part 2. And the DLC's been out for a while, so I'm gonna spoil it. But at the end of Part 2, they say the Dark Lord was actually the first being. It wasn't Vega. Dark Lord created Vega, and then Vega did all this shit. I'm like, okay, so why did he have to be... Why did he have to look exactly like the Doomslayer? That's... I don't know, I feel like that was just unnecessary. He could have just looked like a cool-ass demon. Uh, but I like the suit he's in, I like the mech suit and everything. I'm not a huge fan of... Oh yeah, they don't show it here. I'm not a huge fan of how the fight plays out. Like, I like him taking you to different places and teleporting you and how the fight actually is, but I don't like that it's basically a hyped up Marauder. You know, he does the green flash. You kind of do your parry, which is you're shooting with a shotgun or whatever, glory kill, whatever, and then you do your hammer, and then you wail into him. Quick switching your weapons, just wailing into him for like a good 3-4 seconds, and then you do it again. You just keep dodging him until you bait out his one green flash attack, parry it, and then DPS him again. And you do that like 5 times because he has like 5 or 6 phases or something. I would have much rather it just be a health bar you whittle down naturally as you just keep shooting the shit out of each other. And as his health gets lower, he summons more demons and more stronger demons, and all this. But yeah, I would have much rather it be a more PvP-ish fight, I guess you could say. And I do think the levels in Part 1, Atlantica, Blood Swamps, are just environmentally and aesthetically, I think they're better than what you get in Part 2, which is kind of just basic Earth. Like World Spear and Reclaimed Earth are... Like World Spear is a Sentinel world, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember exactly. I can't remember what the codex said. And it looks like the Sentinel homeworld too, or one of their worlds. But okay, we kind of got that already. And Reclaimed Earth, it looks nice, but it doesn't feel that special to me. And Amora is cool, but half of the reason why Amora is cool is because the whole battle going on around you. and even that, you don't interact with. You get like one. No, you get two cutscenes of you kind of interacting with other, like, the other people helping you. But that's it. And I understand this was made, during the pandemic and stuff, so they did what they could. So I'm just saying what I would have liked and what I don't like. But yeah, I just feel like the levels were kind of a step down in terms of how they giving you a fresh feel. But I do like that they put you in much more open areas. I do think this game needs more open areas, more room for you to just let loose. And this is where I'm going to talk about difficulty a bit. I do think they're focusing a bit too much on difficulty and not fun. Like, the game's still fun, don't get me wrong. The DLCs are still great, they're still fun. I still love the combat. The hammer is wonderful. I don't like the Looney Tunes thing that much, but I love using the hammer. I love it being powered up by glory kills. But this is a hard game, and I would say a lot or a good amount of people, but at least a fair amount of people like Doom 2016 more than Eternal, because it was more fun. It wasn't as difficult. It was just a more fun, powerful romp instead of you having to pay attention to all these things and master using what weapon to use on which demon on which piece, and when to get armor, what to freeze, what to glory kill, when to glory kill, when to be dashing, when to meat hook, what mod to be using. Like, there's a lot. Whereas 2016 was more, just use whatever you feel like, and you just have all this choice, and you can just use whatever the hell you want. And so that's why I think nerfing Part 1 at the beginning of Part 1 was warranted. And I feel like, this is Part 1 and Part 2 in the main campaign. That's the story done. Now I really hope they can add something down here, or something in multiplayer, that gives us, a horde mode, either single player or cooperative, but give us a proper horde mode. Maybe give us the Fortress of Doom access here. That lets us go into the basement area of the ship to, I can't remember what it was called, the Repertorium. Let's go in there, do a horde mode, or give us a new one. Where demons get harder, you start adding in DLC demons, you get power-ups, you can buy power-ups, or put things in the levels to help you out. Multiplayer-wise, battle mode's okay, but it's not enough. It's just not enough. We need more. And I would really like a actual, free-for-all deathmatch, or 6v6, something like that. Maybe you could limit certain things, like maybe you don't put in all the mods for all the weapons. Maybe you slow down to dashing a little bit. No hit scan weapons. Yeah, just make it a traditional fun arena shooter, but with, you guys had good maps in 2016. You guys had good modes in 2016. I would like to see that brought over. I know SnapMap would be a huge ask. As much as I love SnapMap, I know that's a huge feat to put into this game with all the different combat and mechanics and everything. So that's just a pipe dream at this point, but I would love to see it, but I understand that not being able to be put into this game at this time, at least. But yeah, the DLCs, they're still really good. I'd give the first one a 9. I'd give the second one an 8. I beat them on Hurt Me Plenty because I don't care for the difficulty. Like, I think Nightmare, like, I would play Nightmare if the demons didn't hit so hard. I much rather, you could give me 4 times as many demons, throw in possessed demons and buff totems and all this shit. You can throw in all this shit if you want. But the demons hitting as hard as they do in Nightmare just puts me off of it. I don't even mind restarting. I don't like restarting the campaign on Nightmare because it's you gotta get back all your power-ups and all this, and I just don't like that. I'd much rather a New Game Plus. Now that DLC's done, I would much rather a New Game Plus where you play through the campaign again. You have all your power-ups already, and they introduce all the new demons from the DLC in the campaign as well. And I know they could maybe do that at some point for master levels, but like these master levels seem to take a long time to come out, to be honest. For just another one and done, you know, rework of a level that we've already played through. It's, I don't know. It's fine. I'm glad we're getting the master levels, but I feel like there's just a better way to add replayability into the game. What else? Yeah, the graphics are still good. I'm playing this on PS5. It's running off an external hard drive, not off the SSD. Yeah, the game still runs good. It looks great. Sounds great. Music's great. Kudos to the composer or the music dude that worked on the DLC, both DLCs. They both did great. I'm not a fan of the I don't know what you call them, the Hell Guards, Imperial Guards, who just kind of die in one shot no matter what. Even if you like flame belch them or something, they just like slump over and then explode, which is kind of weird. Mostly the game still looks great. Yeah, I'm playing with Cheese right now, so I don't have to focus too much on the fighting, and I can talk to you guys. Plus, I like playing with cheats. I love the game, I love the challenge and everything, but playing with infinite ammo is just so much more fun to me. Like, seriously. Like, just, I don't know, I just find it so much more fun. I would love a mode that's balanced around infinite ammo. You know, you just using what you want, however much you want, when you want. But I still think DLC's good. It's fun. It's for what they've been able to do during the pandemic. It's great. I like the meat hook grapple points now. Oh yeah, this. Yeah, I forgot about this. And like you have these possessed now that you shouldn't kill, otherwise it makes things harder. They'll like buff the demons. They're kind of like mobile buff totems in a sense. Oh, I just killed one, so he's gonna buff him now. See, so at this point, might as well just kill them all, I guess. Oh, yeah, you can't freeze them or nothing. Like, yeah, this is on normal. So even on normal, like, the game's not easy, and it has things to make it even harder if you're not paying attention. Ah. But see, like putting these guys in more in like the base game, the base campaign, putting more of these in higher difficulties or something, I think is a better way of increasing difficulty than just making the demons like two-shot you sometimes almost. That's just me. And yeah, I know I'm not struggling that much right now, but it's also because I've beaten this DLC. I know what to do, and I'm kind of used to the game. Uh, but yeah, I just think they should get more creative with how they're increasing difficulty instead of just making demons hit a lot harder. And there's a lot of things already in the game that they could do to make the difficulty more fair, I guess you could say. But yeah, I want to see them, now that the DLCs are done, I want them to focus on expanding the multiplayer, maybe adding in some sort of cooperative play, and 100% adding in a horde mode. It was one of the main things everyone wanted in Snap Map, was making some sort of horde mode. This, like, this game needs it. 100% this game needs it. It would be so fun. It would add so much replayability. And then tying in the horde mode to the event system, like playing horde mode to killing a certain amount of demons, and horde mode to complete the challenges, or whatever. Just making it so you could complete all the challenges in horde mode would make it a lot better. But anyways, and I know they wanted battle mode to beat their thing, and I know PvP in Doom 2016 wasn't that great. I still liked it a lot, but it wasn't that great until they came out with the update 6.66, or 66.6. I think it was 6.66. But then that made the multiplayer great, and as well as a lot of balancing they did and stuff. But that made the multiplayer really good, and they added bots into the multiplayer as well. So I don't know. I just want to see that come back, because I'm so sick and tired of the battle royales. Like, seriously. And I can't wait for the PS5 update as well, and the Series X update. The next gen updates would be nice to see. That hasn't come out yet. I can't remember when they said it's coming out, but I can't wait to see that as well. Yeah, overall, the game's still great. DLCs are great. There are some things that I can fault, but it is a pandemic. They did what they could. I think it's still great. But now that these are done, I hope they can focus on multiplayer and a horde mode at the very least. Because the game still has a lot of life. They can still do a lot with this game. Yeah, I don't think the Doom universe is done. But anyways, take care and enjoy some Doom.